Hey everyone, welcome to the PlantX Vodcast. It's been a while. Hope everybody had a nice summer and a nice Labor Day. Figured it'd be the perfect time to start the show again. And here we are, Season 4, Episode 1 of the PlantX Vodcast. For any of our new viewers or investors who are new to PlantX, what are we all about? We're your one-stop shop for everything plant-based. So if you're looking for products, new and exciting ones that are new to the market, head over to plantx.com, and we basically have everything you can imagine, from pet food to cosmetics to grocery to meals delivered to your doorstep. And then we have our brick and mortar stores out of Chicago, recognized as the largest vegan store in the world, to our shop in Venice, which ties into today's show, Clare from Future Farm, who we'll have on in just a moment. Speaking about, what Future Farm is all about, all of their incredible products, and, can't wait to introduce you to another incredible partner. And before we bring Claire on, I'm just always amazed by the plant-based space. I'm here today meeting with a couple vegan brands, and, I had nowhere to vodcast from, and everybody's always just willing to help out and got me all set up. And it's really what we keep seeing, that everybody wants to be partners in the space, even if there's a little bit of competition. And, on that note, Claire, welcome to the PlantX Podcast.
Awesome. Nice to see you. Glad to be on.
Yeah, no, thanks for jumping on. First guest of the season, which we're really excited about. See the pop-up going up. It's the first time that we're doing it. It was a great idea on your guys' side to spread it out over 15 days and capture all of this content and make it so exciting for the community and everybody who's going to get to experience the pop-up. But before we jump into all of that, we always start our show by asking our guests, how do you take your coffee?
I'm a milk and sugar girl, but if I'm feeling fancy, I'll get a cappuccino. So
awesome. Great. Well, thanks for sharing. And, this off season, I started exploring matcha a little bit more, and it's pretty cool and it's great. Andrew and Cassandra Walker, who started Little West, basically gave me a whole thing on that. But it's great. So maybe you could share with everybody, what does Future Farm mean? What's the meaning behind the brand and everything that's encompassing?
Yeah, so Future Farm was actually started in 2019 in Brazil, and it was called Fazenda Futuro, which translates to Future Farm. But it came from the idea of a specific problem that our founders saw in Brazil. Brazil's the one of the biggest meat producers in the world. It's also the home of the Amazon, and they were seeing this tension between a society that eats a lot of meat, but also is destroying its natural habitat in doing so. And so they wanted to make this brand that would be about the way that we would grow things in the future, the way that we would eat things in the future. And the idea here is that you can have the amazing taste that you need. You can have, for flexitarians, you can have the taste of meat, but you can find a way to do it, and like the more futuristic way, the way that doesn't involve animal-based proteins. So that's where we started. And then as we've rolled out to more than 30 countries in just the past 3 years, we're now going by the name Future Farm outside of Brazil. But you'll end up seeing a lot of sort of Brazilian flair as part of our heritage.
Yeah, no, I love your product, and I still remember seeing it for the first time. The whole unpackaging experience even is truly different. Love the flavor and tastes of your product. I obviously try so many different products that are coming out all over the place, but you've definitely positioned yourselves. We even have a viewer and investor from Uruguay who says, they have your product on the shelf over there, which is incredible what you guys have been able to achieve in such a short span. And, congrats on all of that. On that note, with all these different products coming out, what differentiates your products from others?
I would say there's really like 4 main pillars. So the first thing is around taste, because if it doesn't taste great, then what is it? Before I joined the company, I was like very much like trying to understand, okay, does this taste better than the competitors, worse, the same? And like I wouldn't have joined Future Farm if I didn't think it was absolutely the best thing. So objectively, I think it's the best plant-based meat out there in the market today. And we're always trying to upgrade each of our meats. You'll see on the front of our pack, there's been version 1.0, version 2.0, version 3.0, and we're working on version 4.0. So there's sort of this upgrade of taste and technology that you always see. So I think that's the taste is the first pillar. The second is around the ingredients. They're super clean. They're non-GMO. It's a really short, clean ingredient list. So as you're trying to find ways to bring plants into your diet, Future Farm's a great way to go. 3, we're generally more affordable than other plant-based products. So we're trying to democratize the category and really bring the accessibility to lots of people, making it more of like an everyday part of your grocery list versus sort of this novelty that's expensive. And last but not least, really focus on building a lifestyle brand and a brand that people can aspire to and can be part of and feel like it's a community. So, with all of our marketing touch points and with all of our brand touch points, how do we make it feel like you want to join the futurists, and there's something that they stand for, something that you believe in too.
What I love about the plant-based space, which you highlighted, is, if you go back to Coca-Cola, you're always taught with like, there's one recipe, that recipe is golden and it's kept for all of time. And here in this plant-based space, and even today when I was sitting and meeting other companies, everybody's always trying to make that product one step better, one step cleaner, one step, to make it more adaptable to what people might be used to. And I love that. It just shows you the innovative thinking in the space, and love what you guys are doing. That, the CEO on a couple of occasions, and it's really awesome that now you're on this next version of the hamburger.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And keep an eye out early next year.
Awesome, will do. And then, I wanted to jump in a little bit about all the different products you have, because I was blown away when we started speaking a couple months ago and revisiting everything. I couldn't believe all the different areas you're hitting. Some companies just focus on oat milk, some almond milk, etc. But you guys have a different pivot. Where are you at right now, and what does the future hold?
So right now we have 5 different products in the US. We have burger, which is our hero product. We have smoked burger, which has a bit of like that barbecue flavor. We have hot dogs. Sorry, we'll get there. We have sausages, ground beef, and meatballs. So those are the 5. Thank you for the visual aid. Those are the 5. But we have some great products coming out at the end of this year and early next year. I think I slipped one. It's the hot dog. But there's also a couple of other great proteins that you'll see in the near future. And I think to speak to the international community that you have here, as well as sort of the innovation mindset, the Brazil team has been doing an awesome job of innovating based on what the local market needs. So they have, we as Future Farm have an incredible partnership with Anitta, who is this like blockbuster Brazilian singer. And they've launched mini kibe, which are like mini snack party foods, kind of in keeping with her brand. They've also launched some mini burgers. So kind of finding what are the different market needs. And that's all just in 2022. That's our portfolio for this year. Going forward in 2023, there'll be a lot more in terms of new proteins and potentially new adjacent categories.
Great. Yeah, I'm always blown away by the amount of products you have and the selection and everything, like I said, that you guys are doing. And I think you mentioned that you've only been around since 2019, which it's truly incredible what you've been able to achieve and the taste of the products. And, to highlight the innovative thinking that you come with, like from the marketing on the brand to the different campaigns you've now put together, to even doing the vegan pop-up. I still remember when we were starting to go through everything, you're like, wow, this would be an awesome idea, especially with the launch that you're doing with the different restaurants and different products that you're coming out with in LA. So maybe you want to share with the viewers, and for some of them who are out of Los Angeles, what's taking place over the next couple months and why it was a great fit for Future Farm with PlantX.
Absolutely. So here in the US, we're actually just basically in our first year of launch. So this has been a great year for us to focus on a few key markets, specifically LA, New York, and San Francisco, where we have a partnership with the Golden State Warriors. And so when we were focusing on LA, there were two kind of tent poles of what we've been doing. The first is with you guys, with PlantX. We've been working together to take over the vegan pop-up in Venice, California. And as you mentioned, we're redoing the mural on the front. So doing that over the course of 15 days. We have 2 limited time offers, a hoagie and a torta that will be on the menu for the course of our partnership. We'll be having some events in the back, hopefully having a Halloween party for the local community. And potentially like some beach cleanup opportunities when we are launching a new product. So I think a lot of really great synergies around engaging the community that we're in and focusing on sort of that LA group, but also being brands that can work together to have a bigger vision about what are we doing in North America and how can we partner for looking more broadly. The other thing that we've been doing in LA that has been super exciting is partnerships with 4 trendy eateries, Giada, Kofax, Golden State, and Prince Street Pizza, and doing limited time offers with their chefs. So they sort of reimagine what their menu looks like by incorporating Future Farm into their menus. And from what I can see, the customers are loving it. The chefs are really enjoying it, seeing how great the product is, how easy it is to work with. And so we're bringing that idea out to New York in just a couple of weeks. So we'll be taking over some menus out here on the East Coast soon.
So cool. And I know that the sandwiches were already a hit this weekend from the feedback that I got. I wasn't actually expecting for sales to take off immediately, but it just shows you how people want innovation in the space and try new products. And, hopefully the product stays on the menu indefinitely, because I had an opportunity to try it and I thought it was fantastic. So, thanks for that. And again, sorry that it's a little noisy. That's the one thing about doing these live vodcasts. You never know where you might be. And, again, thank you for taking the time. We have a couple more questions, and today's been active with questions on, from investors and shareholders. For this season, we put together a $100 gift card from PlantX that they could essentially go on, order Future Farm products, give them a try, and that's from the PlantX family. And one of the investors writes, "Wow, if you could penetrate the Brazil market, it tells you that much, especially on the meat space." So I think that was great. Before we jump into the questions, Claire, one more for you. What advice could you give to entrepreneurs or companies starting out in the plant-based space?
This is more of a general comment around the category, I think, but there's a lot of ups and downs with the category, whether you're looking at how certain competitors are doing or what's happening in food service. There's sometimes these bumps along the road, but a lot of my work is around insights as well, and talking to consumers and seeing where the market is going. And I think the plant-based space is clearly here to stay. It's not like this blip, whether something is in favor one month or out of favor the next month, like that's how business goes. But in terms of really building a category, I think that entrepreneurs can rest assured that this is the place that consumers are excited about, especially the Gen Z consumers and the younger millennials who are really looking to plant-based as a way to address concerns for their own health and the health of the climate. So, I would say double down on plant-based. It's where it's at.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think Future Farms is doing a great job. And on that note, we had another viewer ask, does Future Farm have any plans in going public?
So we're still a private company, not at the moment, but never say never. But it's definitely not something that we're actively in the process of doing.
And then somebody else asked, how is the product selling in Brazil? What is their growth rate like right now?
I can't tell you the exact growth rate just because it's not top of mind, but it is flying. I mean, we have these leadership calls every other week and just sort of understanding what the results look like. And Brazil is leading our markets in terms of sales. I think it's definitely was the first plant-based product, and it's, as I understand it, still the #1 share. So definitely leading the category, and the partnership with Anita and really doubling down on using her as our business associate and getting her involvement has, I think, opened the category to a lot of people who might not have tried it before. So it's bringing in new users and not just causing sort of switching among existing players, which, category growth is what it's about.
Yeah, I think you did a great job on the influencer side. As you know, we partnered with a bunch of influencers as well, and when they could really keep it as organic and really believe in it, and your choice of words was great, where they're actual partners at the end of the day. I think it goes a long way when they really incorporate it into their everyday life. Michael asked a great question here. He says, is Oddburger out of London, Ontario considered a competitor, or do you see so much demand we need more capacity to produce more burgers, and the more the merrier?
I would say, yes, in the sense that other people making plant-based products are competitors, but they're also great because when someone can speak to a consumer in a different way and can bring more people into the fold, and maybe our message doesn't stick with someone, but maybe theirs does, it opens up people's mindset to try plant-based. And frankly, as I said before, if we can grow the category, that's the win. It's about Future Farm for me, but it's also about what can we do to change the way the world eats, and ultimately that's our mission as a company. So we welcome the competition to sort of help us elevate the game, and frankly to partner to sort of figure out, okay, how can we deliver on what people are looking for.
Yeah, and Claire, I think you guys are doing a great job, and you being head of the marketing side of things, tremendous job over there with the branding and everything that you've put together, and the direction you guys are heading in. It really shows you're out of the box thinkers, and I think you guys are doing a tremendous job. We're really proud to call you guys partners over there, and we look forward. One thing we didn't even bring up is the whole e-com fulfillment side of things, being able to ship your products across the US and Canada, making sure people, no matter where they are, no matter what state, city, that they could enjoy your product, a product that I use weekly in my house and love, and my kids love it. And it's just, awesome. Thanks for bringing smiles and, great food to people's homes.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. I know you guys are really busy over there. Look forward to seeing you soon. And keep up the amazing work. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Cheers. Another, awesome partner, Future Farm. I can't say enough good things about them. Not only do they have an incredible product, but like Claire said, they make it affordable so people could try it and see what it's all about. And they actually have their own manufacturing plant, which a lot of companies don't have. And what they've been able to do in just a few short years is unbelievable. And it just shows you how quickly this plant-based space is growing. And PlantX, at the end of the day, being the platform of choice. So, whether it's Future Farm or another alternative meat, there's just endless amounts of people coming to the space to explore. And that's really what PlantX is about. It's not only about the vegans or the people who are dedicated to plant-based, but it's really anybody out there who's curious and who just wants to try what plant-based is all about instead of people thinking it's just noodles or bread. I could tell you there's thousands upon thousands of products weekly. This company that I hadn't heard of up to 30 minutes ago, Van Hees, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, out of Germany, and I find out that they're a multi-$100 million revenue company, and they're entering the plant-based space. So it's absolutely incredible, the innovation all around the world, not just in the US and Canada, and how everybody's coming together. Like I said, I was a stranger. Not only do they give me the booth, they give me a power bank, then they overhear that I don't have earphones and they go ahead and lend those to me. And, it literally gives me chills, because that's what this whole plant-based space is all about. And I'm so proud to, co-founded this company from, 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago, and where PlantX has gone. As everybody saw, our numbers just came pretty close to $1.5 million during a quiet month, the month of, August. It's the team's working around the clock. Peter Ruby, Uptown Chicago. We just came off the best numbers ever out of Uptown, and that store, we just picked up 6 months ago, and we're going to be doing some really fun things that I can't wait to share with you guys. And I'm just really happy and thankful to be back here, that you guys give us time out of your day to join us. And thank you so much for supporting PlantX. Until next week, stay curious, stay planted, stay healthy. Cheers.
Thanks for watching the PlantX Vodcast. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more information, go to investor.plantx.com. See you next time.